Obviously, hello everyone. It's been a month since I made my last video, and during this month there was a lot going on. Mainly I made another tour with my family to London, good old England, and it was for the 50th anniversary of Abbey Road. And as you can see here, now I've ordered the box set of the vinyls and the CDs because there's a book there, boxes, deluxe boxes. It should arrive next week, I think, a bit late for me, but still. This video will be dedicated to the Israeli Beatles Abbey Road copies that I have, 10 in all, which is quite a lot, because as you know, Abbey Road is a bit of a standard. The great Abbey Road, one of the best ever records that were made, but 10 copies for Israeli made albums, all different, makes it very, very interesting, so you should wait for it. First I want to show you a video clip of my visit to London. It wasn't the recent one, it is from April. I'll show the recent one next week when I'll show you my international Abbey Road vinyls and copies, with I hope the box set. I will show you now my visit in April to Abbey Road and to the Abbey Road Studios and the street, and I'm sure it will be interesting, and I hope you like it. Well, I'm in Abbey Road now, near Abbey Road Studio, and as you can see, this is the famous crossing. People are trying to cross it and to take pictures. I won't do it right now because it's pretty embarrassing, and I've done it before when I was young, many times. It's a lovely day today.
Can you try again?
Sure, try again.
Yeah.
Try again. There's one person that is taking photographs. This is basically the angle that I think it was taken, the famous picture. Funny. Why you are not barefoot? Shame on you. There are all kinds of people that want to do it also. Now I am approaching the studio itself. Well, this is the famous Abbey Road Studios. As you can see, there are a lot of remarks that people painted or wrote on the wall of the studio from all around the world, mainly about the Beatles. Erika loved the Beatles. Love from Beatle Korea? I don't know. Continue our journey here. And you can see here people from all around the world are coming to this place. It's like a shrine. Of course, 50 years from back in the day, from today, 1969, I think August. Today is, by the way, the 21st of April 2019, Easter Bank holiday Easter. Bank holiday Sunday.
We also have the original Beatles shop is
Okay. So if you want the shop, it's down here.
Can I get one?
closed, but the other shop is open.
Thank you.
The other shop is open. Don't worry. The original shop is open. Just here. There are two shops. My shop. Yes.
What is the original shop? They didn't have a shop at the studio?
No, they didn't. They've only opened it 3 years.
I've been here 47 years.
Okay, we'll go look.
Much better.
I visit to London and to Abbey Road back in April this year. Now for the, what I promised you, the majestic copies of Abbey Road in Israel, which should be very, very interesting. First of all, the first one, the original copy from 1969, when it was out in the world, it was out and distributed in Israel. And in Israel, it has an unbelievable original sticker, which is very, very rare to obtain on the original album, and it's all written in Hebrew. Now, the people that knows Hebrew, it will be very funny, the translation. I will try to, well, the translation, in English it's less funny, but it says here, the Beatles in the record Abbey Road, and there's all kinds of list of songs here. Oh Darling, Something, Maxwell Silver's Hammer, Come Together, Carry That Weight, Golden Slumbers, Because, and Here Comes the Sun. It is a very, very rare sticker, and as I said before, a very, very weird and funny translation into Hebrew. Now, it is, of course, the original one is laminated and with flipbacks, and it has the stereo and mono Isradisc logo, as you might say, and the very nice EMI Apple logo here. And you see it's clear, very good colors, laminated, and the back cover is quite different because it has flipbacks, which, as you know, the British one and the UK one and the American hasn't got the flipback white border, as you can see here, which makes it again unique. And the vinyl with the Isradisc inner nylon sleeve, and the vinyl and the label, which is in immaculate condition, as you can see, as the very strange error and very funny error here on Oh Darling, as you can see here, if you can see it. Yes, indeed, Old Darling for the original label for Abbey Road in Israel. And again, a very nice, as you can see, a stereo mono, a very dark apple, and on the slide side, the B side, with the 33rd and 3rd, 33 and 3rd, you can see here ending, not at the end, ending, and a majesty, which again makes it very, very unique, very, very weird, very, very nice indeed. It's very rare. It's very difficult to get these copies, these albums. Again, another original. The sticker is less vivid. As you can see, it's a bit hazy, but still a very nice copy. New mint, at least. Cover, same cover. Now they correct the error on the first side. On this side one, as you can see here, it's Oh Darling. Oh Darling. Still the same ending and a majesty at the side 2 label, slide side, with an original SRS nylon for EMI and its subsidiaries. Well, I've got another original, a third original copy, but this time without the sticker. The sticker is, of course, a very rare one, as I said before. This is almost mint condition, with no sticker on it, and it has the arrow, the very rare arrow, Old Darling here again. So it's the same arrow label, record and vinyl, the same as the one, the first one that I've shown you, with no sticker, but in almost mint minus condition, I can say. As you know, in 1970, CBS bought the rights to manufactures and distributed biggest albums in Israel, but still there were many Israel disc covers left, so they still sold the original covers with the lamination and the flipbacks and everything. But of course they changed the label, and this label is very strange, as you know, the black silver of CBS with the one box EMI and Parlophone, silver and black. But as you can see, this is B side, B, and side 2, and again side 2 and B. So another error, another mistake, but this time for CBS with a simple nylon sleeve for this copy. So CBS Israel decided for the next copy to make a new cover. As you can see, still laminated, but this time, as in England, as in all other countries in the world, no flipbacks, still lamination here, as you can see. The colors is less vivid, but still a very, very nice cover for Abbey Road. And this time, as you can see, side 1. Now you think it's the correct one on the side 2. You need to change your ideas. You need to change your thinking. It's side 1, both sides. Again, an error for CBS. What you can say about Israeli pressings. Now, my I think it's now my fifth copy, my sixth copy. Again, from the same era, 1970, 71, 72. The same cover, you think? No. They put again the flipbacks here, but the back cover is a very rare bluish back cover for Abbey Road, which makes it again a very sought after, a very rare copy from Israel. But now they correct everything on the labels. As you can see, side 1 is side 1 with Oh Darling, side 2 is side 2 with the end and Her Majesty, so everything is okay for this copy label wise. Next one is again a very nice cover with the same back cover, no flipbacks here, but the record is a very flimsy one. It's a much brighter label for CBS this time. This became the ordinary sold copies around the mid-70s, early to mid-70s. 1976, same cover, this time in Hebrew, manufactured by CBS Records sticker, but the label and the vinyl is a red label, Parlophone, one EMI boxed for 1976. And late 70s, sorry, and the 80s were, of course, the time for Portrait label, which is again a CBS distribution, and this time you can see the CBS marking here says it from Israel. The first time it was written in on the covers, and the Portrait label with the very strange Akum Rights Society. Akum is the Israeli Rights Society for music. It's kind of strange. Akum, the Israeli Rights Societies for music made in England. My last copy of Abbey Road, Israeli Made, is one of an astonishment. Definitely for Israelis, but all around the world, I think. The same portrait cover, but the label is this one. Yes, sirree. Capital Israeli Made album for the Beatles. This is a one-off. This is so rare to obtain. It was made probably during the early 90s. Now, in the early 90s, the record industry in Israel was at its end. And the company that bought the rights to manufacture and sells records for the Beatles in Israel was NMC. They bought it from CBS. CBS was now, Israel was now a defunct company. And they decided for, I don't know for what reason, to take the Rainbow Capital that was probably was on its way in the US during that time, the late 80s, early 90s, and to manufacture the Abbey Road, just Abbey Road, just few copies were made. This is a very, very rare item to have. A very strange, as I said before, an astonishing one. NMC, basically a redone of a CBS Portrait label on a Capitol label. Strange, indeed. This was the last copies that were manufactured in Israel for Beatles albums, for Beatles records from 1964. You know, the 1964 was the beginning of the Israeli-made albums, and this is the last ever copies that were made for any records of the Beatles in Israel. So in this mood, I will end my 50th anniversary Abbey Road Beatles Israeli-made albums this time, and I will see you, I hope, next week with my international, my all over the world albums for Abbey Road with the box sets. I hope that will get to my place. And as you can see here, it's a 1969 Abbey Road shirt. It was bought in the Abbey Road store just by the studios, and I will tell you all about it next week, I hope. So until then, bye bye from Heli.